Okay, let's try this again. Hey everybody, today I have this wig here with me that is really just like a garbage wig. It was one of the first wigs that I ever got when I first started doing drag, and today I'm going to turn her from this to something much more attractive. And I'm also going to show you some techniques that I use to make extremely cheap wigs look a lot more expensive, but not spending money on it. So you can see from the front, when you lift up the hairline, you can see this, the netting, the wig cap, the base of the wig. So because, I'm going to want it like flowing, I don't want it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it inside out and actually put hair right here so that it disguises this, this cap. And I'm going to glue it, I'm not going to sew it because it's not stretchy. If it were stretchy, it would be a better idea to sew it so that it retains that stretchiness, but glue's going to work just fine for this. And I've actually trimmed the hair about 6 inches or so. And what I'm going to do with this trimmed hair is I'm going to take some of it. I need a phone stand. So what I'm doing with this hair is I'm actually making some like faux wefts out of glue. And I'm going to show you right now how I made these. I don't recommend this for hair that is less than 3 inches long. Hair less than 3 inches long is just awful to work with. It doesn't really lay flat like it should, and it's just it's way too much work than what it's worth. You're gonna need a glue gun. I recommend this small glue gun, not the industrial size ones. I'll show you. A glue gun like this, a huge industrial, like super hot glue gun, is not what you want for this project. I don't use this for anything, pretty much. It gets way too hot, it melts hair, it will melt your skin, it'll give you burns. It's just not what you need. You want the dollar store glue gun. Also because it can get kind of hairy if you're going to use it for things like this. So you're going to take a pinch of hair from the ponytail, and I have the top of a hairspray can lid. You can use anything. And I'm going to kind of fan it out with my thumb and just kind of like get it to spread out as much as I can, and then lay it across whatever surface you're using. And then I'm going to put the glue on there, and then I'm going to take let's see if you can see it, the edge of the glue gun, and I'm going to smooth that out over to make sure it's really getting all over those hairs. And then flip it over and do the same thing to the other side to make sure it gets all those hairs right there. I'm doing obviously like really small wefts for this project. I'm not saying it would be impossible to use larger ones, but just, hot glue dries pretty fast, so just keep in mind if you try something like this that the longer the weft, the more probably loose the hair will be. I'm probably just gonna use this whole ponytail to make these wefts, and then try not to use too thick of a section when you do this. Like this one right here, that's kind of a lot of hair. I'm going to see what happens, but I imagine the glue can't get all the hair in the middle of this hair. Like you can get this side and get this side, but the stuff in the middle, probably not gonna work. But let's see. I'm just gonna put the glue, smooth it out. This is my first YouTube video. Well, unless you count when I was like 12, but we're not counting when I was 12. Since this is an extra thick section of hair, I'm really trying to get that glue into those center hair strands. Or fibers. This is not real hair. Okay, I mean, it kind of worked. I can tell that it's kind of looser than some of the other ones, but I think this will actually work. And then what you do is, once you have it, and you can see it doesn't, like there's one hair, two hair, yeah, like, so I mean it sheds a little bit. And then to go ahead and even it up, I'm just going to go ahead and trim it all to pretty much the same. Just to clean up those messy ends. So yeah, Weft DIY. Now I'm gonna finish the rest of these wefts and then I will attach them to the wig, so I'll be right back. So I have all of the wefts made, and here's another like close-up view of it. It actually, like, I'm kind of impressed with how they turned out because they honestly just look like those tape-in extensions to me. I mean, up close, I mean, let's see, you can, you know, see it's garbage, but, you know, just pick the prettiest side to not show up. And I'm literally just gonna glue them. Let's get in focus. I'm just gonna glue them right here, and I'm gonna avoid the natural part, which is right here. And I'm just gonna put them all along that front hairline. And I think that that's all that I'll need on the interior section of that. Okay, so I've laid down these wefts, and this is what the interior of the wig looks like now. The wefts are really easy to just kind of like break apart, so I was just kind of like splitting some of them, and that's what I used for the center parting right there. And this is the other side, so you can still kind of like see it right there, but now I'm going to flip it inside out so that you can see what the hairline looks like now. Okay, so this is with the interior wefts, and it's just so much more like workable now. Like before, I couldn't really do anything with this wig because there was no hair like around this hairline, so now you can see it's pretty well covered. Like right there you can still see it, but like once it's all styled and everything, like I'll be able to position hair over it. Before it was really just impossible. Okay, so now I'm going to section the hair off and put it into rollers. I use Velcro rollers, although you should really use wire mesh rollers for what I'm about to do, but really any rollers will work. Just wire mesh are, I imagine, much easier. So after I do that, then I'm going to steam the wig to set those curls into place, and then we can style it. I don't think that I'm going to be able to video a lot of me putting them into rollers, but it's just going to be kind of standard. Okay, so I've gotten it parted off, and I have I've rolled the bang area. So these, you know, it's going to roll towards the face, down towards the face. And then everything else is going to be rolled back away from the face, including on the sides. And that's kind of why I needed to place that hair under there. Otherwise, that would look ridiculous. You know what I mean? It would look like that. So, yeah, let's get to it. So I wanted to show you a view of the roller. And explain that the rollers are for the lift and the curl pattern. It's not really for like the styling at all. I mean, other than like that curl pattern. And the lift, by the lift, I mean like, see how the base is like right here, and the hair, you're making it go even like above the base and then back. That's that lift that's really going to help you with teasing that you're really wanting. And so like for the frontal ones, like they're not going to get, I didn't put as much lift there because I don't really want a lot of volume around the face for this wig, but if you wanted more volume, you would elevate it more whenever you roll it. So like you would roll it back like that, the opposite direction. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on continuing. Okay, so I have the hair rolled, and I ended up using 3 different types of rollers, so I wanted to show you that. The blue ones are the smallest, and they're located more towards the top of the head, while then, oh, and they're also around like the sides, right here. But then I move on to the yellow, which are the next biggest, and I put those finishing there and here, and that's it. And then at the very bottom, I use the biggest, which are the green ones. And the green ones, so like I have curls that are going to be more curly, and then it gets less curly down here. And the reason why I did that was one, because I ran out of rollers, and also because by using the bigger ones at the bottom rather than going smaller as you go down, it preserves length, so it'll still be wavy, but the hair will be longer. Okay, so I got my steamer here ready to go, and I'm just going to kind of place it up to the curls lightly. I might remove that, it's got like the bristle thingy on it. I might remove that so that it doesn't disturb any of them, but it doesn't really matter. I know that some people, like Online Kind and bobby pins, use a plastic bag to kind of like make an oven to trap all this heat in. And I may do that, but first I'm going to start doing them all individually to make sure they each get like a shot of heat. But also, I'm not certain yet that this wig is even heat resistant, and even though I'm using wet heat, if you're using a type of plastic that is not compatible with heat, it will melt regardless, and I've actually had that happen to a wig that seemed like it would be like just the normal like heat resistant fibers, but it was not. And after it was all teased, brushed out and everything, it was fine, but I just don't want that to happen to this experience since I'm, you know, I've invested time into this video. So yeah, I'm just steaming the wig. I just place it there for a little bit, and I can pretty much tell that it is heat resistant, so I probably will end up doing that plastic bag trick. Okay, so I have the trash bag around the wig now, and what I used is like a real trash bag that has like ties on it, so that I can put the steamer in there and then tie it, so I don't really have to hold it, because it does get kind of like humidity and just kind of like uncomfortable if you're like holding it for too long, in my opinion. So I like to just tie it around there, and then I'll leave it until I notice that condensation is starting to like drip. You could probably take it out way before then when you just realize that it's really hot, but I like to make sure that the hair is fully saturated and like wet from the steam. So I just take it out of the bag, and I've just kind of I've taken it out while it's still hot, and I think that that's really important to do while it's still like a little bit warm, to take that bag off so that you can see if the bag and the water has caused any of the curls to disrupt. So if like you see around the front, like you see how it's kind of like droopy now. Well, it was like way droopier before, so I just kind of like pick that back up, anything that like falls off a roller. Because I roll a little bit I put too much hair in the rollers just to save time, because like if I were doing someone's hair for real, like a roller set on someone's head, I would take a lot more time to see what's going in the roller. But because it's a wig and I know that I'm going to tease the fuck out of it, it really doesn't matter as much. Although it does matter. You should, when you do roll it, make sure that you're really paying attention to the ends of the hair, because that is really what you're going to see 100%. So if you roll it poorly, you'll probably have to do a little bit of like a trimming. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this sit for a while. Once it's cool, technically, I think that you can just like go right into it and start teasing. But I like to wait till it's completely dry, because that water weight kind of weighs down the curls. So I like to get it just completely dry. So I'm going to go do something. And then I'll probably be back either later tonight or tomorrow to finish this up, and we can see the final style. Okay, I am back. I had some dinner with some friends, and it feels like these are all 100% dry, so I can go ahead and start taking these out, and we'll see what the curls look like. I've taken the fringe like bang rollers out. I just wanted to show you the curl pattern without like doing anything to them. So this is how they fall, but I'm actually going to be taking the rollers out and then teasing them as I go instead of taking them all out at once, so that it's just easier with the hair all being put up already. Okay, so I have teased everything except the bangs, but I wanted to include this extra step just because this is trying to make like garbage into like, you know, treasure or whatever. But anyway, so I have this like hairball that I literally got from just like cleaning out the brush from, really it was like when I was resetting the wig. But I mean, you could do it like after teasing it and everything. So, and what I'm doing is I'm going to just place it like right above the nape in the center of the hair, and I'm literally just gonna like put it there and pin it. And yeah, I mean it's kind of gross, I understand, but it's synthetic hair and it's like free, so why not? And it's just gonna give that added height and yeah. So I've placed and pinned the hairball, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but I hairsprayed this before I put it in there so that it's kind of like tough and it's not going to flatten out very easily. And then I'm just going to place that hair over it, and then we'll get it all smoothed out. Yeah, so here she is. This is the front. Right here, I can still see the hairline, but I'm just gonna cover that little point with makeup. And here's the back. Ugh, back to the front again. She's giving me real like Farrah Fawcett vibes in the front. There's that hairline. So it's obviously like a hard hairline now. And here is the wig on my boy self. Because it's not a lace front, it does not cover the sideburns, but every time I get in drag, I cover my sideburns, whether I'm gonna wear a lace front or not, because when I'm doing my makeup, I don't really know what hair I'm gonna wear with it usually, so I just cover it every single time. So this wig works well for me, obviously because it's made out of so much garbage. This is not something I would sell to somebody, but if you have a wig at home that needs some like zhuzhing up, or you you know, you have a wig and it's really nostalgic for you, you know, try and make it like new again. I, you know, wanted to show y'all how to do this. This tutorial, I mean, it's an advertisement disguised as a tutorial, but I really wanted to show that not just lace fronts can be good wigs, because it seems like people seem to think that nowadays, and it's just the furthest thing from the truth, honestly. And I also wanted to inspire people to really practice hair. I think that hair has so much history. I think a lot of people think that hair is like your original, like if you create hair, but really there's nothing original that you can do with hair. At some point in time, like humans have already done it before, so it's just kind of like adding to that history. Okay, so here's the final product of the wig. I hope you all like it. Had a lot of fun. There's the hairline. Oh, some of my real hair sticking up. Just put that over there. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. You can follow my Instagram at Electra_Complexx with 2 X's. Thank you.